we have responsive calling as the number 2. So there's a difference between intrusive versus responsive calling. First, when you say intrusive, you're trying to guess. It's a typical normal cliche that you would often hear over the phone whenever you make a call. So an example of which, this is Katrina. I'm following up about a conversation that we had months ago. It's like having conversation, but you're not really committed, or you don't really know what exactly you want to say to your prospect. So it's like going around in circles, right? Where compared to responsive calling, where of course it uses data on prospects' activity to schedule calls. For example, if you could keep track of prospects who opened an email, someone who downloaded a piece of content, or maybe someone who visited the website. Now at Callbox, our strategy in doing responsive calling, we're calling it another name for it is a smart calling program. It's an acronym for sales and marketing at the right time. At the same time, the goal for the smart calling is as well smart. So smart meaning to say specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So if we're working in an 8-hour shift, let's say your caller would come in maybe 8, 9 perhaps, or 10 in the morning, he wouldn't be wasting his time repeating and calling those not connected numbers, but the callbox system would feed him with companies who have a high lead score. So it could be someone who opened an email, someone who responded to an email, or someone who inquired online. So that is a perfect example of responsive calling. Also, responsive calling lets you make calls at the right time and puts your reason for calling in context, just what I explained to you earlier. And then when making calls in response to your prospect's actions, make sure to reference those actions. Ask them the reason for performing the said action. So maybe you could ask a prospect, what do you think of the webinar? It could be a question something like, what made you download this particular ebook? So engaging in a conversation is very important. At the same time, asking the right questions at the right time.